This episode of the No BS Weight Loss Podcast was taken from a group coaching call with women over the Christmas New Year period. This is part 2 of a 2-part series in which we discuss sugar detoxing for weight loss, should you do it or not, why, when, and how much exercise you should integrate into your routine over the new year, how to speed up your weight loss using my specific mindset hack, and dealing with temptation over the holidays and how to avoid eating all the things just because they're there. This episode talks about the eating codes, which is my 5-step system for natural weight loss, which you can get for free over at kyliepax.com/free course. Let's dive in. Hey girl, I'm Kylie Pax. After a lifetime of emotional eating, struggling with my weight, and being a serial dieter, I finally found the missing key to weight loss and I lost 20 kilos. Each week, I'll give you my no BS weight loss advice so you can sprinkle it over your life and your dinner plate and lose weight too. Everything I teach you is fluff-free. That means you'll learn simple strategies to master not only your weight, but your mindset as well. Girl, you get that in check and those extra kilos will never haunt your booty again. If you're ready to lose the weight for life, let's go. Anytime we start to feel like, and I know, was it Charisse, was it you that said here, I'm starting to freak out about the food that's going to be available this weekend and all that kind of stuff. When we start to feel a little disempowered around food, around those situations, we've already started telling ourselves the stories in our head. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know how to say no. I don't know if I can say no, I don't know. I don't know that I have that power. So that's what I said to you, like really in the start of our live stream today. It's like, yeah, you have the power. You do, because the amount of power that you've given to food doesn't actually have any power. So that power has come from you. You have that much power. That is how incredibly strong and amazing you are, right? You've just granted that power to something or someone else instead of owning it yourself. So every I can't is really an I haven't, or I'm choosing not to in disguise. Every time you say to yourself, I can't resist, I want you to really replace that, own up, step up and own your decision and say, well, no, it's not an I can't. You're not powerless. You're not like a wet, rag that's powerless sitting there in the corner, whatever. You have power. So if you're going to say, I can't resist, that is a big lie. Don't tell yourself those stories. That's disempowering. That's disempowering. To believe that you can't control something is completely disempowering. Step up and say, I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing not to own my power right now. I'm going to eat the food. Well, okay, that's fine, but at least it's your choice. It's your choice. You can then decide and come at it from a place of power and go, I'm going to eat the food. I am. I'm going to eat it and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to feel bad about it because it's the decision I am making. It's very different from, I can't resist, I can't. So then it's frantic and frenzied and you just want to eat it all. Whereas you might just go, well, I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing not to, whatever. I'm choosing not to completely honor my body in this moment, but that's okay with me right now because that food was really yummy and I do want a second serve and I'm not going to feel bad about it. That's what you do. It's an empowering decision then. Rather than feeling disempowered and weak, you feel strong and in control because you are choosing to have a little extra, but it's okay with you because you've made an empowered decision. Does that make sense? So Megan says, hi ladies. Okay, quick question. With the holidays approaching quickly, I feel like I can't escape the temptations and treats. So this might be something we've already covered, but let's read through. I feel like I can't escape the temptations and treats no matter where I go. She says, any advice on what to do? I feel like I'm going crazy trying to dodge all the temptations. And then Ashley dropped in as well. And she said, I feel you. It's very hard not to. Now, this is some really, really great advice from the fabulous Miss Ashley. She said, I feel you. It's very hard not to, but I usually pick and choose what I really want and check in with myself. For example, if I just got back from lunch and someone brings in a bunch of cookies or cupcakes, I ask myself, am I really hungry? Like, seriously, am I hungry, right? Or do I really want that right now? So am I really hungry or do I really want that right now? She says, most of the time the answer is no. If I find myself indulging out of nowhere with my coworkers, it's probably because of FOMO, which if we haven't talked about before is fear of missing out. Big reason, big, why we overeat any time of year, fear of missing out, FOMO. She says, if worse comes to worse and you miss out on something that you regret, sometimes that does happen. Can I just say, side note, my ex-husband, who we get on really well, we're like BFFs, totally. We see each other every day. We hang out with BFFs. So am I like the luckiest girl in the world? Totally, right? But he ate my chocolate recently. Oh no, I couldn't get over it. I just couldn't. I was like, seriously, days later, I'm like, I just still can't believe you ate that chocolate. And he's like, give it up. I'm like, no, no. Because it wasn't just any chocolate. Like, it wasn't like Cadbury's or something you can go to the shops and get some more. It was real fancy chocolate. And he just couldn't go get more. And I was really like, I wasn't screaming or crying or upset. But every so often, I was just like digging it. And I was like, dude, really? I can't believe you ate that. And he's just looking at me. And I'm like, I know this is me. And I know I have to get over it. It's actually got nothing to do with him. I'm like, but I just want to let you know. Like, don't touch my chocolate. So that's what I'm saying. But this is what Ashley's saying. She's like, you can always go and get more. And there was a way. I mean, I could jump on the website of this fancy chocolate place and get more, right, if I really wanted to. So, you're never really going to miss out is what we're saying, okay? You can always get it, buy it, make it for yourself. She says, I would say just don't deprive yourself, right? That's what she's saying. Now, Cherise, also so awesome. She says, I've been saying to myself over and over again, I will honor my body. It's such a beautiful affirmation. I will honor my body. When I do this, it really turns me off that particular food item. I'm just overfeeding myself crap and feeling bad about it later. I feel so good and so happy and bouncy when I feed myself good, healthy, nutritious food. She says, it's all in the mind for me. I need to pep talk maybe all day, but that works for her. So she says, don't look at it like you're depriving yourself. Don't look at it like what everyone else is eating. You're honoring your body by not giving in, is what Cherise is saying. So she goes, power to you. And this is all fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Now, another thing I think that I had mentioned was Cherise had mentioned in another post that she was loving the Big Sugar Detox, which is part of your bonuses here in Sexy Motivation. So you'll see there's a whole section for your bonuses, and there's a ton of stuff in there, like a whole ton of different programs and things you can do at your leisure if and when they work for you. So it is part of the bonus material here in the membership site. Because the difference with the Big Sugar Detox, that program that you have here as part of your bonuses, is that I am not on there going to you, Big Sugar Detox, no sugar, end of story. No way. No way. I know how important it is to feel free around your food choices, right? Yeah, your food choices. Someone's sending me the love hearts. I don't know who it is. But you have to. So it's good and fine to do a refined sugar detox if that's what you want to do. You just need to know that if you really, really, really want some sugar, you're fine to eat it. Doesn't make you a bad person. Sugar is not a bad thing or whatever. Just no labels. The more labels we put on things, the more judgment we cast on ourselves when we eat it. We don't cast judgment on the food. We've already just decided that the food has a label, and then that means if the food has a label, when you eat it, you either become a good person or a bad person. So that's the difference with the Big Sugar Detox to any other regular garden variety sugar detox, is where they give you a hardcore thing like don't eat this, don't eat that, whereas I give you different options, knowing that at any time, yes, here's some natural options. You're certainly not going without sweet things. It's all about different new natural sweet things. It is aimed at refining, dialing down the refined sugars, because they are the ones that are addictive like crack in our brain, they tell us, right? You get that same response. So, really, is it any wonder? It's like it's the same, it's the connection. It's seriously strong. So dialing those down in any capacity can only be a good thing. But the minute you think can't have them, it was like what I said to you with the nutritionist and the gluten. The second she told me you can't have any more cakes, cookies, whatever, I was like, well, now I want to eat them all. So thanks very much. So that's what it's about. Okay, but what I was going to say to you is, when you change the way you think, you change your choices. It's a tweetable for the day. When you change the way you think, you change your choices, because you can look at a whole table full of food and currently you think my choices are, eat the whole thing or be deprived. But when you change the way you think, now suddenly nothing's changed about the table of food, but your choices have completely changed. If you change your thoughts from I eat everything and stuff my face, or I can only have salad. If you change that thought process to I can have anything I want. I can have as much of this as I want. My only question is I'm going to just run it through the filter of my standards. Is it going to make me feel good, or is it going to make me feel a little crappy about myself? What would I feel good starting with? What would I like to? I know I definitely want to have, so I'd really like to have some of that, or the dessert, whatever. I want to make sure I leave room. Run it through the filter of your standards, and now your choices change. Now you're not making choices and decisions around food from like, got to stuff it in or resist it, stuff it in or resist it, right? Now the choices are, I can have anything. If I know I can truly have anything here and it's okay, then what would I really like? You'd be like, oh, then I actually don't even like that thing over there, that egg salad or whatever. The things that you would have previously eaten just because you thought you couldn't. Now it's like, I don't like that, don't like that. Oh, that looks so good. The whatever, I don't know, right? Whatever it is, the bean salad, that looks amazing. Oh, there's some tofu thing there and there's a turkey thing there, and oh, I'm going to try a little bit of those two things. And I saw that dessert in the kitchen, the raspberry thing, and I definitely want to make sure I've got room for that. I don't want to feel overstuffed afterwards. It's all part of my standards and my filters. And if FOMO is kicking in, then I don't do it that much anymore because I just don't really care about it that much anymore. But occasionally I will, as if I'm at my mum and dad's, and I feel like, oh, something's going, like there's some food there that I don't want to eat now because it would make me feel uncomfortable to keep eating food. I'll be like, woman, put some of that aside for me for later. We do because I want it later when I can enjoy it and feel good. I don't want to stuff my face with it now and then later you're still going to crave it later anyway. It's not like you stuff your face with it now and then 4 hours later when you're back at home watching TV, tell me how many times you've just gone, damn, I wish I had some of that whatever now, because now you want it. You didn't want it when you ate it, but now you want it. Well, now it's gone. So I say things for later when I can really have them and enjoy them. So, that eliminates FOMO immediately, right? Immediately. So the other thing I was going to say here is that I want to be mindful of the time. We might have to wrap it up and save some of the questions until next time, but I'm just going to have a look. The other thing is, so what I want to say, just keep it simple, right? That whole KISS thing. Keep it simple. Less complexity equals more clarity. The more complex you make things, like, got to do it this way, got to get it right, like you get into confusion. Oh, there's your 3 C's for the day. Hang on a second. Less complexity equals more clarity and less confusion, right? Less complexity equals more clarity and less confusion. I'm going to run through this really super fast with you all because I do talk about the difference between rules versus standards, and we'll be talking about this a lot throughout Sexy Motivation. But rules are very rigid and they're going to do you in every time. Like, what we're saying here about the bread. Should I not have the bread? Should I have the bread? Should I have sugar? Yes, no, I don't really know, right? Rules are going to do you in every single time. You want to just set the standards. Standards are things that you live by, but they're more flexible. They require flexibility, accountability, responsibility, and adaptability. All those qualities are required within your set of standards that you set for yourself. Now, we can talk about this more, and we will talk about it more in upcoming modules and in upcoming masterclasses because I want to be mindful of the time. And we're just going to wrap up with our last question here, which is again from Cherise, who says, I'm now quite fearful of Christmas in 4 days' time. She says, 4 days in a row of festivities is what she says. I don't know how to approach it. If I'm in the right mindset, I'll be okay. And she said, give me some advice. So tell me, Cherise, if you're still here, let me know. Has everything we've discussed today been helpful? Because I feel like we've sort of really covered a lot of that, a lot of the mindset work and some practical steps, ways and tools and tricks that you can use to be able to run things through your own filters to then know what action step to take next. For all of us, it's not that we can't do it. It's that we can't see how we can do it. And that, again, is a mindset gig. It's just a mindset gig. You have to be open and understand that when you can't mess it up and you can't get it wrong, well, now suddenly there's a whole world of options that are open to you. Yes, you can do it. Of course you can. You can do and be and achieve anything that you want to. So it's never about that. It's only about the lack of belief in yourself and your own qualities and abilities that is holding you back at any given time. Success starts with your self-talk. And who was it here that said that they do their affirmations every day, and it is so, so helpful. Write them out. Say them out. Put them on sticky notes on your mirror. Put them on sticky notes in your car. Okay. Record them in your voice memos. Listen to them when you go to bed at night. I've got some messages coming through. Okay. So this is how it rolls. And really, your success especially over any kind of holiday period and really just weekends in general is when we tend to lose the plot a little bit. Your success will come through appreciation, not desperation. Be appreciative of everything that's going on around you. Be appreciative of your body, your love and your kindness for yourself, everyone that you're spending time with, the opportunities and the options that are available to you in your life in any given moment. Appreciation is going to take you where you want to go. Desperation is going to keep you stuck where you are. All right. So finally, you need to decide, in order to succeed in any area of your life, you need to decide who you want to be, how you want to live. And once you are very clear on those, which we'll be covering in module 2, okay, that's coming up, who you want to be, how you want to live, then you will easily be able to ascertain what steps to take to get you there, okay? So ultimately, the big thing here is about knowing that living by your standards is going to take you everywhere that you want to go. The second module that's coming up soon is going to give you the really, it's just going to be so delicious. It's the tools that are giving you the precise, really great clarity around exactly what you want, and it's going to clarify every standard that you set. It's going to give you even greater clarity around those, because it's going to help you change your goals to commitments. When you know how to change your goals to commitments, you simply have now started the whole eviction process is going on up here at record lightning speed, right? Record lightning speed. So I'm sending you all ginormous amounts of chocolate-coated love. Thank you to everybody who's been able to join me here today live, and to all the replay watchers. Please do go ahead. You can post your comments and questions below. Anything you want to share, come back on over here to the Facebook group, share it live so that we can dive on in together, get stuck into everything to set you up for success with another round of sexy motivation. I'm sending you all giant, enormous love. Please do remember, as always, the only person who has the power to change your life is you. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, what day of the week, no matter what part of the month of the moon cycle that you're in. When you know that with clarity, you will instantly eliminate confusion. Living by your standards, upping your game, knowing that we are in the process and it takes time, but evicting those tenants that are not paying rent up here is ultimately what you need to do to be able to move forward. That is when you've got what it takes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com/free course and sign up for my free weight loss training so you can start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources in my past podcasts that will help you lose your weight without the BS diet drama. I'll see you next week.